Hello, everyone. We are back on our All-Star break. Murph and I have been showing out for the boys on the mic'd up Savages. I and ourselves have been, I got to say, we have been All-Stars, every series we've touched upon, even the bad games.
Even the bad ones.
And mostly the good games, because again, as we head into this All-Star break, the Yankees sit at a whopping record of 64-28, best record in baseball, and the break on a nice little 2-game win streak, and putting up massive run totals, and overall playing a great series versus the Boston Red Sox. Murph, how you feeling at this point this season?
I'm feeling good, man. I mean, I'm ecstatic. The team is at an all-time high. This is the best team the Yankees have put on the field since probably 2009. I mean, let's be honest. I guess you could make an argument for 17, but let's be honest, that 17 team was a little bit of a miracle of a team. And these guys are on a miracle run of their own. They're all showing out. They're all balling out. They all have their days where, well, most of them have their days. And it's awesome to see, man. They're taking care of business against good teams, bad teams, with the exception of the Red series, unfortunately. But, hey, we're not going to get too deep into that.
We punted every single game, pretty much.
Yeah, that series was a mess. It was disgusting to watch. Yeah, but, hey, they take care of business against the Red Sox, and that's all I really care about,
I mean, going into the Red Sox series, not gonna lie, after that Red series, little nervous.
It was pretty nervous,
especially after the way that we played the Red Sox in Fenway, especially after the game that we watched. I think if we were gonna watch any game, we got the worst game of the season versus the Red Sox to possibly watch. But the Yankees proved us wrong. Game 1 wasn't all that bad. Murph, we had Monty on the mound versus Nathan Eovaldi. First time we've seen him. I think this is his first game back, right? Was his first game this season? No, he's been back.
He's been back. I think we just dodged him every time. He's pitched in 13 games thus far.
Yeah, we've dodged him since.
We've just dodged him every time.
First series. Yeah. Monty goes 6 innings pitched, 3 earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 giving up 2 bombs, and Nathan Eovaldi goes 4 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned, 4 Ks. Not a bad start for Monty, dude.
No, not at all. I mean, again, this is a pretty average start for him. I mean, this is nothing he just gives us a chance. 3 runs is not the end of the world, although depending on who you ask, I guess it is. He's pitched to a 3.26, which is phenomenal. If he can manage to keep this throughout the year, dude, the sky's the limit for this guy. I mean, this is huge. This is what you expect out of a 3-4 guy in your rotation who's going to just give you consistency. He's going to be a pillar you can lean on. He's going to be able to give you a solid 6 innings almost every time. And I think he could still go longer. It's just the Yankees got to stop babying him at times. Yeah. But regardless, he takes care of business, man. He does a job for us. And he gives us a chance at this game, He finally gets a bit of a lead. The Yankees go up big in the third.
4-3.
Yeah. Gives us a shot. I mean, the boys kept it in, man. They kept it in the fight early, and then they kind of just fell apart late, unfortunately.
Offense did fine, in my opinion. Not what everyone wanted, but the boy coming in and doing what his job now is, a job that we don't want him to do, a job that he can go do somewhere else for all I care. Aroldis Chapman gives up a home run to Dahlback, right?
Yep.
And that was just very pitiful to watch. I think that puts a cap on his season in my opinion, or not a cap, but it sums up his season thus far.
Yeah.
And it's not a good look for Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman's been on the struggle bus ever since he's come back from the IL. And even prior to the IL, he was not sitting pretty at all. He's been pretty brutal this season. And I think just reaffirms that, yeah, I don't want him back next year. Even if it was for way cheaper, like I just don't like. This is a lot of money coming off the books, thankfully for the Yankees, and I don't think they have any intention of bringing him back. I think he recognized that as well, especially with the resurgence of a King and a Clay Holmes.
And we got dogs in the minor league too.
Yeah,
and a resurgence of Ron Marinaccio, who I think is on his way back soon, and
hopefully.
And we got guys like Sears, and I think Britton is coming back soon as well. So
and this phantom guy, Steven Writings. I'm trying to when's that guy coming back, man? He exists, right? We've talked about this before. He exists, right?
He went to a local high school of mine, dude. St. Anthony's, Long Island represent.
I swear we haven't seen this kid in years. I swear he came into our lives. He was a unicorn. He came and shut down guys, throwing like what 1-on-1, like he was
1-on-1 with a massive hook, dude.
Yeah.
He made Cedric Mullins during his best career year go like, yo, what is
it's not normal, you know?
It's not for a big guy to have a breaking ball like that and a fastball that ran that much. Man, I need him. If we get him back and he's the way that he was with our guys already doing their thing, then
scary.
Besides Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman can go though for sure. He got 2 strikeouts, cool, but he also gave up the home run. Like you said, Wandy comes in, he take care of business, gives us 2 really good innings, 2 punchies. Clay Holmes, he comes in, walk, hit, 3 Ks. A little bit of a bounce back for him since his implosion against the Reds. And you need to see it. I don't think I was ever worried about that, by the way. I mean, it's going to happen. I'd rather see him get it out of the way in that situation this early.
Yeah. Versus a team that we're not going to have to face again. You know?
And it was just like silly business, man. Like that's the one Jonathan India hit the ball twice, right?
He hit the ball twice. It redirected.
It was just a crazy little like curve in the air.
All the hits that were given up, I think, were questionable. You know, depending on the day. Walks don't help. I'm not making excuses. He got out his bad outing now. And he was shut down this game, and he shut down the rest of the series for the Yankees. And he is an all-star. He's earned it. I'm really surprised King didn't get, thrown into the mix for all-star game. He did a hell of a job besides this game, of course, which isn't his fault. Besides a few games this half of the season. But he's done his job, King, as well.
He's been pretty dominant. He's been pretty dominant for most of the year, I'd say. Like you said, he's had a few hiccups here and there. But for the most part, I cannot complain about Michael King. He's been just what the Yankees needed to, in a sense, replace Chad Green, who, unfortunately lost at the beginning of the year. He's a heavy blow to this bullpen, but hey, he's been able to do a job for us and kind of fill in those shoes as a late-in guy, a guy we can really depend on. And he gives us multiple innings too. And unfortunately, he gives up the run. It goes unearned, obviously, because it is the Manfred ghost run. Hate it. I really do. But it is what it is. The boys can't hang on down the stretch. Offense kind of goes quiet, man.
2 for 15 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. You just can't do that. Can't go 2 for 15. 9 guys left on base.
4 double plays.
Yeah.
Those are inning killers, of course.
Really, the only guy who really showed up this game was Matt Carpenter and Stan and LeMahieu. Those are the only 3 I'd really give credit to. Everyone else, pretty silent.
Dude, LeMahieu's finding his stroke, man. He's been raising that average. Yeah. And he's exactly what we need to, I feel like, again, when he goes, the Yankee team goes, at least, putting hits on the board. When Judge goes, the whole team kind of goes. But LeMahieu's always there for when the team needs that first runner.
Yeah, I mean, he's our leadoff guy. He is the guy who sets the tone early for us, and you could tell when he's getting on base and he's creating that pressure. Um, Typically, like I think, like you said, the hits start flowing because I think he really starts that momentum for us. And when he gets on base, you can almost assure like Judgy's going to do something special. Unfortunately, not the case today. He did get rung up on a couple really just terrible balls. I mean, dude, like it's ridiculous. This guy gets rung up on so many just horrible calls, and if people,
Wait, he got run up in the All-Star game
yeah,
on bad calls.
yeah, and in this
Oh
game,
no.
I mean, dude, Judgy's just like he. For those who don't know, he leads the league in most strikes called outside the zone at 53. That's the most in the MLB, and then since 2017, he's had 433 strikes called outside the zone. That's the most since 2017. Like this isn't. We're not making this up. This dude gets like just destroyed by these horrible calls because for whatever reason, guys still want to like double his strike zone.
It's
Which
the
is
same size
crazy.
as everyone else. Dude, I'm telling you, if the electronic strike zone comes into play, Judge will be horrible to pitch around because I'm sorry, everyone pitches around him outside the zone.
Yeah, I think that's a fair like most MLB hitters will definitely improve because you know you've grown up, you know the zone very well, especially at that level, and especially Judge. Like he's got a really good eye. He sees the ball really well. He spits on pitches, and I think you're just taking at bats away from him when you call balls like at his ankles.
Yeah. His average would be like through the roof. His OPS too would be also through the roof. Like wasn't for this recent, I would say slump. His recent,
yeah, I'd say the slump,
which wasn't entirely his fault. You know, these strike calls take hitters out of at bats. You know, you get that strike one call. Most of the time, hitters are already down, and you take them out of the at bat because you know first pitch strikes help the pitcher out and opens up a whole new door of weapons for a pitcher to use against a guy like Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I'd say Judge has definitely been slumping as of late. He definitely had a rough month of June, at least the later half of it, and so far in July, he's gotten better for sure. But you can see the ebbs and flows of his season kind of happening right now. But you know, prior to going into the All-Star game, he obviously heats up. And in this game, Aaron Boone gets ejected. Correct?
Yes,
it had to be this game because I doubt he's getting ejected on the next game or the game after. So yeah, he gets ejected this game. Horrible strikes being called, especially on Judge. Yeah, and I think he said it best. He should have won this game, man. Plain and simple. He should win this game. No reason not to win this game. Yeah, just embarrassing stuff. Like you got to pull out the W here.
Let's end this sad note and open a new chapter in Game 2. But Yankees lose 5-4 in Game 1. Murph waking up for Game 2. I was nervous. Jameson Taillon was on the mound. He's been getting his shit whacked around the yard lately.
He's been getting throttled, bro.
When Murph says throttled, he means throttled. Like he's had the foot on the gas, not in his favor, and he's been getting run out of ball games. So me personally, this game, I was like, you know what? Maybe this game isn't the game that Murph and I. Maybe this will be worse than the game Murph and I watched. But no, Murph, no. Jameson Taillon proved us wrong versus Nick Pivetta, Velveeta Cheese. Jameson Taillon goes 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, 5 punchies, and a home run. I'm going to be honest, after the Devers home run, I was like, no. I'm like, we're starting early.
Yeah, dude. It was a little brutal. Like, just opening up the game 1-0. I was just like, ooh, all right. Is it going to be one of those days? But to our pleasant surprise, it wasn't. Jameson bounces back from like 5 just horrible outings, man, where he just can't, like, he's just like, please stop beating me up. Please stop hitting me, please. And then, dude, we're seeing him come back to life, which is massive. 6 innings, like you said. Only 2 hits. I think that's the most impressive part to me. Only 2 hits. Of course, one of them is the home run, but only 2 is really good because he was getting just destroyed another out, like 10 hits, 10 plus hits almost every other outing.
The home run was, I think, his worst pitch of the game, too.
Yeah.
Like you take away the again, no walks. You take away like the other hit. I didn't see the other hit, to be quite honest. But he hung a curveball, I think, to Devers, and he launched it. His curveball is loopy when hung. So, but the Yankees offense, Murph, back this man up, and I'm telling you, if any pitcher had this kind of lead, I wouldn't be giving up runs either. I'd be pitching with full confidence.
Dude, this was a massive game for the offense. They flexed their muscles in a huge way. This is something we were kind of missing. Like we were like, ooh, it's kind of been a minute since the offense has really flexed its muscles. And here it is. Dude, just Matt Carpenter. Goated. Dude, goated. Can't say anything else. He's goated. 2 for 4, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Judgy says, I could do that too. He goes 3 for 3. 3 RBIs. He also has 2 home runs. Dude, just
2 bombs for the big dog.
Bombs. And people were kind of worried about him, and thank God for this game for him because it's just a huge confidence booster going in this All-Star game. And everyone really shows up, man. Everyone produces in some facet, but obviously Matt Carpenter, 2 for 4, 7 RBIs, man. Just he's like, listen, let me take care of the offense today, boys. And he just goes out with that beautiful lefty swing of his, just putting the ball out of the yard effortlessly.
Dude, to think Matt Carpenter, remember when we picked him up, I was like, maybe he's just the veteran presence that we need to get us over the hump when Donaldson's not here. And now they're both playing in the same lineup. And this guy, Matt freaking Carpenter, dude. We took the flyer on him that nobody in the league was interested. And this man produces. And to a tune of a 360 batting average and a 1406 OPS. This man's a dog, and this man is so relaxed out there.
Yeah, dude, he's a guy who's just loving baseball right now. And I think that's the beauty of it. When you love the sport and he put in the hard work, man. He's put in 2 years trying to right his swing, trying to fix his stuff. Because he said, I'm not done. I know I can keep playing. And he's coming. He's just had such a miracle run with the Yankees. This is a guy we thought was going to be off the roster in like a week's time. We just thought, hey, he's here to just give us a little bit of that depth.
The gap, yeah.
Yeah, he's just here. He's the stopgap, man. Like he's gone next week probably, and I think that's why the Yankees took a flyer on him instead of a guy like Dietrich, right? We still got Dietrich in the minor league system, and we were like, listen, let's just go with Carpenter because we can cut bait with him easy, like no hard feelings.
Yeah,
dude, we can't cut bait with the guy anymore. He's our hottest hitter. Let's be honest, he's our hottest hitter right now. He is putting the team on his back, especially in this game.
It seems like every time he's in the lineup, he's either hitting a home run or getting on base in some form.
Yeah, he's doing something magical.
Yeah, and dude, his swing,
I love it, man. I love
it.
Beautiful. I mean, dude, he's got to be in the lineup every day.
Yeah.
Imagine if this was like the first month of the season he was doing this. He'd be an all-star. He'd be an all-star right now. That's the crazy part. He'd be an all-star.
The thing is, like, if we gave him another month in the season,
he'd be an all-star for sure.
Easily.
The numbers he's putting up, he'd be an all-star. He'd probably be starting.
At minimum, he'll stroke 25 with the Yankees.
He's on pace, dude. He's on pace. I mean, he's what? He hit 13 already.
13.
If he doesn't hit 20, I'll be like, what happened?
He has 79 at bats, and he has 34 RBIs.
Like every other hit of his is a home run.
Man has a swing, dude, and as his nickname, the Carp, he's out there fishing for some dubs for the Yankees. Yeah, that was really cheesy. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I just gonna let it slide, but
let it slide. But Mark, those guys, Judge and Carpenter, were the only ones producing for the Yankees today. An RBI from Donaldson, Hicksy had an RBI, 2 walks. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, 2 RBIs. Rizzo, 2 hits, 2 runs. Yankees, just all around, just feeling it at the dish. Couldn't have asked for a better game.
Yeah, they absolutely manhandled the Boston Red Sox at home. They put a 14 on their heads. The Boston had to basically bow out. They had nothing. Their offense was silent. They only had 3 hits on the day. Can't win a ball game, not against this team, only getting 3 hits. The Yankees show up, and Weber comes in, and he gets a save.
Yeah, dude, these save stats.
He gets a save. He pitches. He pitches 3 innings. Gives up 1 hit.
Team slamming the door.
Just slamming the door on him. Gets a walk, a strikeout. He's pitched to a
1.17. Then Aroldis Chapman, and you're Ryan Weber, whom we beat around the yard last year. Like the Yankees strangled him and threw him around the yard last year. There was no hope for him in his MLB career. He comes to the Yankees, and all of a sudden he's this not a unicorn, but he's like a jackalope, like half rabbit, half antelope or deer, whatever the hell it's called. And he's just like this little creature who we have no idea what he is, but he's doing his job. He's saving the Yankees pen.
Yeah, he takes care of business for us. I mean, we're like, listen, dude, we don't want to use anybody else for this blowout. So go out and do a job for us. And he goes, yeah, no problem, man. I like pitching. I like being in a major league roster. So yeah, he comes in. He's like, I know what to do. I've come in, do my thing, get up on out of here, and he's gone again. But hey, the boys take care of business. Great team win, all above everyone on the roster doing a ting, especially for Jameson. Love it. 10th win of the year. You needed that bounce back outing in a huge way.
The Yankees win 14-1. Game 3. Murph. Garrett Cole, need a big outing from him, especially versus his father, Rafael Devers. But it's versus Chris Sale. And Chris Sale had a really short outing, but we'll talk about Garrett Cole's outing first. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned, 1 home run, 12 strikeouts, lowers his season ERA down to a 3.02 heading into the break. Beautiful outing by him. Absolutely dominant.
Yeah, dude, 12 punchies, man. This is classic Garrett Cole, giving us 7 dominant innings. He records his 9th win of the season. Dude, like, you just can't ask for a better outing from your ace to go in and take care of business against a rival, playoff potential opponent. He just comes in and he's just like, hey, dude, I'm just going to show up and do my job. And he strikes out Devers twice, right? I think he struck out Devers twice.
He made him look silly. Can we talk about that first at bat where he threw 99 at his shins? Devers was like, okay.
And Devers looks at him, Correa clapping. He's just like, all right, I see you.
Correa was like, all right. And then, bro, Cole blew that 99 smoke right by him.
If that wasn't the second at bat of the game, Cole would have just screamed and just like, ah.
If that was to finish off the first, dude, I think he would have let out a roar.
Let out a roar. I would have been hyped. But hey, he does a job, man. And then just like, but ironically, Jeter, he gets a hold of us, man. Jeter downs.
Congratulations.
Gets a 2-run shot off of Cole. His first of his career.
First of his career. Congratulations. Not a cool swing. Looking good.
Yeah.
He is supposed to be one of the highly touted prospects. I, again, not really heard much on him, to be quite honest.
I haven't kept up. I just heard his name thrown around, especially the Boston organization, how he's kind of one of their highly touted prospects, as you said. But the Yankees, they handle business in this one too. Like you said, Sale had a very short outing.
I feel for the guy low key, but
I feel for him real hard. I mean, this is his second outing back of the year. He's facing the rivals. He's already off to a bad start. He gives up 2 hits, 3 runs, both earned. And one of those hits is a comebacker from Aaron Hicks. right? Was it Aaron Hicks?
Yep.
Aaron Hicks hits a comebacker and just
Bullet.
demolishes this guy's pinky. Like this guy's pinky was like just destroyed.
It was like that.
Yeah, it was not great, and he was trying to straighten it out. It's like off to the side and like decrepit.
It seemed like he kind of reached out for it.
I think he did. I think because he was trying to I think a mixture of don't hit me, and he went like this, you know.
He
and
like
then it just
ah,
and then it caught the pinky. And
no,
yeah, he immediately was like, "Nope, can't do it. I'm out." And he shows them pinky, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can't do that." Yeah, but to his credit, he was right back in the dugout afterwards. You know, he was with the boys. He hung out with the boys and watched them get demolished by our boys. Our boys would come in. They would put up 3 in the first, and then they put up 8 in the fourth. Man, 8. Tim LaCastro, how about that kid?
Dude, that he pimped that too. He hit it like,
I would too.
Dude, that was a no doubt shot from Tim LaCastro, which I never thought I'd be saying that word on this podcast.
Massive, dude. He pimps one, and it's good to see him back in the major leagues, man. He deserves it. He's been through some shit, especially with the ACL.
Low-key put together a good season, dude.
Yeah, I mean, thus far, right? And so does everyone else. You know, LeMahieu. Let's start from the top. LeMahieu, 3 for 4 on RBI, 3 runs of his own. Judgy, 2 for 3 with 2 runs and a ribby of his own. Gallo, pinch hitting. He goes yaya, dude.
That was a tank, dude.
He hit that, and I was like, oh, if only you could keep doing this, you know? He scores. That's a 2-run shot out of him. Rizzo, he's productive. He at least scores, and he walks. Gonzalez, hitless. Gonzalez drop watch. You heard it here first, folks. Torres, he was putting together a really good series. Unfortunately, he can't record a hit, but he does record an RBI and a run. He's batting .268 on the season. You're good to see him boosting his numbers up. When he's another guy who's just been heating it up, like DJ. Matt Carpenter, producing yet again, 1 for 4 with a run and 3 ribbies. God, I love this man. God, I love him. Hicks.
Whole one said the Yankees got a lot of dog in us, but
a lot of dog. Hicks, 2 for 4, run, 2 ribbies. Kiner, 1 for 4 with a ribby. LaCastro, the man, 3 for 5, player of the game. He puts up 2 runs and 2 ribbies, the 2-run shot. And last but certainly not least, Kyle Higashioka, 1 for 3, 2 walks and a run. Huge stuff all up and down the roster. Everyone produces except for Gonzalez. But everyone produces, man, and that's huge. You love to see it. Great stuff. The Yankees put up 13 on the Boston head.
Dude, nasty stuff. Huge outing by Loizaga, too. Needed that.
Yeah, needed it. He was looking really good. I really like this stuff. He records 2Ks. He puts the bow on a beautiful outing, and he makes sure we don't have to use anybody else. He has a great bounce back, and you love to see it.
I just feel like he's not trusting himself yet, his shoulder yet, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, of course, that's gonna happen. But again, hopefully, goes into the All-Star break with a huge confidence boost, and the Yankees go into the All-Star break with a 2-game win streak and a series win versus their division opponent. Not even going to say rival, opponent. Rival, Red Sox. Murph, how are you feeling, after this huge stretch of baseball from the Yankees? It's gone by really fast, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I mean, I will say I was a little bit concerned with the starting pitching. I kind of still am, as Luis Severino has gone down with an injury, and we knew it was going to happen. And by the way, it just makes it all the wiser that the Yankees did what they did, which was skip his first start against the Reds, because that would have had him actually scheduled to pitch now against Boston game. The Cole start would have been actually Sevy's scheduled start.
Yeah.
So the Yankees, big brain IQ play, skip his start, let the ace do his thing, and then he could handle the Sunday game against Boston. Had they not done that, they would have needed an emergency spot start out of someone.
Yeah, probably Schmidt.
Yeah, it probably would have been a Schmidt. It probably would have been a Spears, maybe, or Sears, excuse me. Yeah, so.
Isn't it Spears?
It is Spears. Is it Sears? Spears? Oh, dude, who cares, man?
No, it's JP.
J. Sears. That's it.
I like Spears, though. I like
Spears. I like Spears. Yeah, but unfortunately, he goes down with the injury, and he's shut down for 2 weeks. Like, that's no throwing, so he's done for a month at minimum.
Yeah.
So the Yankees are going to be in a situation where they need to go out and get a starter, in my opinion. I think they could take the gamble and run with the in-house stuff, but why would you take that risk when you can go out and do a surefire thing? You're competing. You're in the driver's seat to win a World Series right now.
Hell yeah.
The last thing you need to be doing is taking a risk and running with unknown talent, as it were.
The time to bet was before the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Now you have 15 days to make a decision on who the hell you're going to get?
Yeah, and I think that decision's pretty obvious. I think they should go out and get Luis Castillo, man.
Yep.
I think he should be the number one option for them. And we saw it, man. He came in the Yankee Stadium and he dogged us, dude. He just shut us down. He didn't hesitate. He looked very confident out there. I love his stuff. And he's a true number 2 you can stick right behind Cole. And I think that's huge.
Mm-hmm. Dude, if we get Luis Castillo, I'm going to be honest, I really do think our hopes for something big is going in our way. You know?
Yeah.
He may get us over that hump, because if he's the 2-3-ish, you know?
Yeah.
Depending on how you want to go, Cole, Cortez, Castillo, whatever you want. You then have Monty to play with. You have Taillon to play with. Both guys, and then possibly Sevy if he comes back. Who knows?
Yep.
You have 3 guys that are just ready to go and have given huge outings. I'd say Taillon has had worse starts than Monty. Monty hasn't had he has had maybe 1 bad start this year.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So you put Monty at the 4, and then Taillon, whoever else for now, as in health-wise. And then you have, Spears, the boy, and Clark again for the rest of the season. And then I think we're set, dude. I think we're set. Yeah,
I think Luis Castillo is going to be a huge move, but he won't come cheap, obviously. He will cost a pretty penny. I don't think it's going to cost Volpe or maybe a Dominguez. I
wouldn't do it then, to be quite honest.
I think it will cost most likely either a Peraza, a Wells, a Waldichuk. They have other guys they can offer, but it will cost a top 5 prospect for sure. Maybe even 2, and then some other prospects. And that's just something I do. I think I would trade Peraza for Castillo. I think I'd do it. I would trade him. I'd trade Wells or Waldichuk.
I would do it in a heartbeat. Wells, Peraza, and Duhar for.
Yeah, you could probably do something along those lines. Maybe even throw in a guy like Luis Medina, who's a high ceiling prospect who is still a year or 2 away in terms of development.
And they like their hard throwers.
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
So, yeah, I think that's a move you got to do. You can look into a Frankie Montas deal as well. He's another guy who I like a lot. Not as much as Luis. I think Luis is definitely my 1. I'd say Montas 2. And then, ironically, rumors that a guy like Noah Syndergaard could be available in trade talks. He would just be kind of an inning eater, if you will.
Yeah.
That would be the Yankees banking on a guy like Severino coming back and being able to slot back into their 3. And Syndergaard would essentially be that inning eater. I'm not opposed to that because I do think they need an inning eater regardless. They're going to get a starter regardless. They can go one of 2 ways with it. They can go the sexy pick, which is Luis and Montas.
Oh, yeah.
Or they can go the lesser of the options, which would be looking at like a Syndergaard if it's a buy low situation. Looking at a guy, I don't even know the other buy low candidates out there, but there are some that they could go look at and be like, we'll trade for you. It's not going to be pretty. You're probably not even going to make our postseason roster. You're just here to eat innings, which they have done in the past a lot.
If we were to get Syndergaard at a low price, and somehow Matt Blake would be able to work his magic with him, that could be huge and huge for his career.
Yeah, he's a guy who's looking to get paid next season.
At this
I
rate,
think he's been okay with the Angels. I think he was doing really well, and then he faced us, and we just batted him around. We dogged him up, man. We've been doing that to a lot of guys as of late. We've just been batting them around.
We've been welcoming guys to the Bronx pretty quickly. Again, for I think Montas will be more expensive than Luis Castillo.
Yeah.
I just believe that the Yankees shouldn't trade. There are three guys really on my note trade are Volpe, Dominguez, and Waldichuk. I'm saying Waldichuk because he's a hard-throwing lefty pitcher for the Yankees. Have not had a guy like him. So I think that he has to at least make a start in pinstripes before I think he will make it by the end of next year if they keep him. But I'm cool with Peraza being traded. I'm cool with Austin Wells being traded. I'm sad for both of them, but I just think if we can keep Luis Castillo and he could be a Yankee pitcher, sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll do anything for that.
But listen, I just think right now the Yankees have a golden opportunity to do what they haven't been able to do in over a decade, and that's go and win a World Series. And I think when you have a situation like this where like you can get a surefire piece that'll make all the difference, I think you got to take it. I'm not a prospect hugger. I don't really listen. The Yankees, I've seen Yankees trade a whole ton of prospects. I've seen prospects pan out for the Yankees. I've seen plenty of prospects not pan out. Mm-hmm. Notably Greg Bird, Gary Sanchez, Chance Adams, Justice Sheffield. The list goes on. It's like top-rated guys who literally just fall off a cliff. Like, they're just useless to us, right? The last thing we need to do is bank on a couple prospects who we think are going to be the answer, and they're not. The Yankees have a situation where they go win now. And I think that brings up into our next topic, Juan Soto.
But real quick, I'm even saying you could trade Luis Medina. I just want two hitters safe and one pitcher. That's it.
And I think the Yankees are in that same line of thinking. I think they're trying to keep Volpe and Dominguez. I think those are their probably two untouchables out of the crop of prospects. I don't think they're that high on Peraza. Like, I think they like Peraza, and I think they'd be willing to give him a shot. But I think out of their top five, I
think he would have already gotten a shot, to be quite
I think he's definitely one of the guys who could be on the move at this deadline for sure. And like I said, I think this brings up Juan Soto, that discussion. For those of you who don't know, Juan Soto turned down a $440 million contract, 15 years from the Nationals. And now the Nationals have come out and they have just said, hey, we're open to moving him. And they are serious about engaging trade talks. Juan Soto is under team control for 2.5 years. So it's going to take a lot to get this guy.
Yes. We would have to give up most of our farm system.
You'd have to – the rumors are, from everything I've heard, that the Nats are looking for, at minimum, just to start discussion, your top 4 prospects. Top 4 prospects. And that's just to start. Ideally, a young major league ready guy. And it's probably going to take taking on a bad contract from Corbin Burns. Now, I don't think they get all of that, mind you, because I don't think they're in a position of power to do that necessarily. And I don't think anybody can afford to give them that. You know? As part from, I think there's only realistically, there's 2 teams that can make an aggressive offer for Juan Soto. The Los Angeles Dodgers, who have an embarrassment of riches over there. I think they have like 6 top 100 prospects. They might have more.
They have some dogs down there.
They've got some dogs out there. They've got the talent to move. And we've seen in years past, they don't care. They don't care. And they have money. That's, I think, the second most important part. They have money. They are clearly willing and able to spend over the soft cap and spend all the money in the world. And I think the Yankees can go out and make a very aggressive offer and go get a Juan Soto for 2.5 years. And I think I would do it. I think I would. If there's a world where you can avoid trading Volpe, that'd be cool. But otherwise, do it. I
You
think.
want to hear my take on this?
Yeah, go for it, man. Go.
Okay. The Yankees were to get Juan Soto.
Yep.
And somehow keep Volpe.
Yep.
Or Dominguez. One or the other.
Mm.
Let's book it. Let's sign Judge next year.
Yeah, that's the other part of it.
Listen, wait.
Go for it.
Hear this. We trade Juan Soto, but before we trade Juan Soto, we have to come to an agreement with Judge and say, listen, we're going to bring Juan Soto in. We're going to sign you as well. We're going to extend him, and we're going to extend you at the deadline. This is a Yankee fan's
dream. This is what dream.
Extend them both. But for, not a team-friendly deal because they're still making $350 million plus.
Yeah.
But for an under $400 million deal each. And they're each getting like 7 years.
That's crazy.
I think that would be nuts. But I'm just saying.
That would be nuts.
If you trade for Juan Soto, you have to sign him.
I disagree with that. Full-heartedly. I disagree with that full-heartedly because I don't think
we're just giving up our future, man.
And you're getting 3 really good opportunities at a ring.
True.
You're getting 3. That's I think people forget. You're getting 3 World Series runs with Juan Soto.
But
you have Judge in his prime. Are
we getting Judge back in this scenario?
Yeah, because I don't think you don't have to extend Juan Soto. I think that's what people forget. I think 1, you don't have to, and I think 2, you're not going to. I don't think Juan Soto is going to sign an extension no matter where he goes.
See, now this is like when I look at I know like the same with Scherzer and Trey Turner. There was like they had the one like half a season,
Yep.
But like I understand team control makes it more valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like it should be a little bit less because we're taking on his contract. But again,
he's on arbitration. He's not getting paid anything.
Yeah.
By the way, Giancarlo Stanton wins All-Star MVP.
And these people said he wasn't an All-Star.
He wins All-Star MVP. Shout out to you, Big G. Congrats, man. But going back to here's the thing. Everything I've heard, Scott Boras wants to make this guy a $50 million a year type of player.
I don't know if that'll be with us, though.
That's what I'm saying. So the Yankees can go out and do this. They go trade for him. Why? 3 years you have of this guy, essentially, to make 3 World Series runs. He's already won it once. Imagine him batting in between Stan and Judge with a Garrett Cole, with a Nestor. Like, dude.
Theo, too.
Dude, like,
we don't get
this is a dream. This is a dream, man. Like, you have an opportunity to make a move that the old boss would make. George would have made this trade in a heartbeat. This deal would have already been done.
Made this in April.
This deal would have been already done. And the reason why is because, first of all, I don't like the idea that people are like, it's Judge or Soto. These are the New York Yankees. They are the second wealthiest franchise in all of sports. They basically print money, man. They can go out and sign both these guys for a ridiculous amount of money, and they wouldn't care. They could spend $500 million a year on a roster, and they could still make plenty of money. Yep. So I don't like that narrative that people are saying it's either Judge or Soto. It can be both.
We are the New York Yankees, the evil empire, the guys with the biggest bank account. We can do it.
I think people forget that. 1. 2, like I said, I don't think Soto's signing an extension. I think he wants to get the most money possible.
And he wants to win. I'm sorry.
And he wants to win. He can, and if he wins with the Yankees shell out the farm system and they go out and get a guy like Juan Soto. You're getting 3 World Series runs. You extend Judge, you can do that. Extend Judge, and at the end of the 3rd year, if you can't find an agreement with Juan Soto, you let him walk. but you get your rings. This team hasn't won a ring in over a decade.
You get
I'm
your
giving
ring,
up everything.
and you send prospects to a team that may not know how to use them like we do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would love it if these guys, I'd love to keep these top 5 goons of ours and they pan out, each and every one of them. They pan out, they help us win, right? That's the dream. But the whole purpose of finding these prospects is to build a championship team and win a World Series. Mm-hmm. If you can use these 5 guys to go get yourself a ring, you go out and you do that. And I think they can do that with Juan Soto. I truly do believe that he's a lefty, big bopper. You put him in between Judge and Stan. He's got all the protection in the world.
Imagine him at Yankee Stadium for 80 games, dude.
Dude, you think his numbers are really like they're good in previous seasons? They would be phenomenal in Yankee Stadium. Like I truly believe that. Like I think the Yankees should do this. I really do.
You have sold me on the Juan Soto deal. Personally, I think we should do it.
I think we should do it.
I think we should.
Will we do it?
Will we do it? I don't know.
No.
But if we're talking, we will not.
We will not. It's just like seeing how this team has gone.
I just think Cashman's too much of a baby to pull the trigger.
I think it's a mixture of things. I think Cashman will definitely have a bottom line where he's just like, I'm not willing to do this. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he will very much fight tooth and nail to keep Volpe. I truly believe that. I think he loves Volpe, and I think he will try to keep Volpe. If the deal can't be done without Volpe, I don't know that he does a deal.
Yep.
I think he will most likely look at other areas, and he will try to upgrade multiple areas if he can't land a Juan Soto. I think the Yankees will they will do their due diligence, and they will look into this deal.
Yep.
I hear another caveat could be taking on a bad contract, which could be Corbin Burns, which could also fix another area of need, which is finding another innings eater. Obviously, again, not the sexiest pick, but who knows? Maybe Matt Blake can fix him up a little bit.
And we always wanted him too.
Yeah, he's the guy Yankee fans really wanted, and they were pissed when we didn't sign him. I was also in that camp. Admittedly, I was in that camp of guys who were just like, why didn't we go out and sign this guy? And now we're like, it's not looking great.
Real quick on Juan Soto. Murph, I don't know if you know this, but I've gotten into, buying and selling cards, and I got very lucky to pull a 1-of-1 Juan Soto autograph card. Get this to the Yankees. That card is worth a minimum of $5,000. Could possibly
you could chip in to get Juan Soto then.
Yep. Hey Juan, you come to New York, I'll give you your 1-of-1 card. Your Juan.
Your Juan card. That's racist. You can't say that.
Bro, hey, I love Juan Soto. That's not racist.
I'm joking, man.
I'm sorry, Juan.
But yeah, dude, I just think it's the move, man. I really do.
If they don't do it, are you okay with
it? They have to make a move for sure. Like if they don't go get Juan Soto, I'm expecting them not to. Like I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think we'll break sports.
I think it's a pipe dream.
Yeah. That's the Yankees, dream. It's a dream.
I think if George was here, George Steinbrenner, I almost expect that move.
Yeah.
Like that's just right up his alley of just making such a huge.
It would have already been done. We wouldn't have had to wait till the All-Star break.
I think a lot of moves would have been done with the old boss man here. But this is a new regime. Hal has made it pretty clear he doesn't want to have the highest payroll in baseball. He doesn't believe it's necessary. To an extent, I agree with him, obviously. We've seen other teams do it with far less of a payroll than us. But I just think this is the move, man. I just think you want a World Series. The fans want a World Series. We need an outfielder. We need a bat. This is the bat. This is the guy. This is the lefty, young lefty, 23, only getting better every year. He's perfect for the short porch. I just think he's the guy, man. And I don't think you have to worry about extending him. I think that's the thing people are so harped on. He's not going to extend. Yeah. I truly, unless the Dodgers, literally, let's say the Dodgers, or somehow by some miracle, by the way, if he ends up on the Mets fans should revolt. They should burn down the stadium. There's no way he should end up on net Met in a trade. Juan Soto.
Who's revolting? National fans?
National fans. Like if the Nationals trade Juan Soto to the Mets, National fans would burn down.
I'm sorry, but first of all, who are the Mets giving up with? I'm just saying, if they would have to give up major league players now from their current roster for
They
him,
would definitely have to give up at least one major league roster and then probably 3 of their top goons.
they're losing Alvarez.
Yeah. He's definitely a non-negotiable starter.
They're also I would think they would lose like McNeil and possibly an Alonso for this man. I know that's a lot of asking, but
they would have to give up some change for sure, especially since they would have, in my mind, they have to overpay because they are division rivals, and you are sending a 23-year-old phenom to your division rival. And the Mets could extend a Juan Soto because Stephen Cohen has already shown he does not care. He will spend that money.
Yeah. If he is on the block now, Soto, of course.
Yeah.
You think a deal's getting done this year, or
tough? It's tough.
Because they have two. They technically have. I'm just saying, as it goes on, the price gets low.
The price goes down for sure. Yeah. I think right now they have the golden opportunity to get a lot. Like they can ask for whatever the hell they want, and they can probably get 90%, like 95% of what they want for the most part. Obviously, that scares away a lot of potential contenders, right? Like you have to have a certain situation where like you can take on a lot of money. That being like you're gonna have to take on a Corbin Burns or a Strasburg. Like those are two really bad contracts you're gonna have to take on, and you're gonna have the prospect capital to do it.
Baltimore Orioles,
dude. I was about to say this. I actually, no joke, they're my dark horse to get a Juan Soto.
Dude, they have Gunnar Henderson, Kobe Mayo, Colton Cowser. They have like 2 more guys. They get Juan Soto, Strasburg.
Dude, he is perfect for them. I've actually said this. Like I've said this to Nick.
Mullins, Adley, Strasburg, and Corbin. You are. I know we're sounding crazy, but I'm like they
Dude,
get.
This makes so much sense to me.
They have, and then they would have Mountcastle, Hayes, Mullins, Adley. They just need and they already. I'm sorry,
and they can re-sign them, dude. Like their payroll is the size of I think Max Scherzer's contract right now.
And if they're moving to like Las Vegas or Nashville, dude, they're gonna have the money to. And the attraction.
I think if you're the Orioles, this is like you're chomping at the bit to get at the table to talk to this guy. Like I truly believe they have a really good opportunity to make a run for Juan Soto. They have the money to extend him. They have the young talent to go out and trade for him. I think this is perfect. He's a lefty. He won't be affected by the left field getting extended that much. He can pull the ball down right field, obviously. I think this is a perfect move for them. I've said this to Nick, our buddy Nick. I've literally texted him like I think the Orioles are perfect for this guy.
Dude, they have the prospects to get to the table. I just don't know if it's enough for.
I think I think the best case scenario for them is somehow they just get to be able to speak to this guy in free agency come 2.5 years from now. Because I think if they can let those prospects develop and they can keep these guys and they can add Juan Soto, dude, they're going to be a scary team in 2.5 years if they can get Juan Soto.
They have, I'm going to read you their prospects. Grayson Rodriguez.
Yep.
Gunnar Henderson.
Yep. Both in the top 5, by the way. Of the top 100 prospects, they're both in the top 5.
Colton Cowser.
Yeah.
DL Hall. DL Hall and Rodriguez are ready to go whenever.
Yeah.
Kobe Mayo, Stowers, Kerstad, and Connor Norby. I don't think they give up all of those. No. I think they could give up Rodriguez, Henderson, Cowser, Hall, and a Kerstad and like a Austin Hayes and get Juan Soto. Because these guys
think they could do it, man.
Those prospects are all within the next 2 years.
Yeah.
That being said, you're taking a very big bet as the Nationals. Because I'm just saying, if it goes in favor like it did for Trey Turner and Max Scherzer. Sorry, Keeper Ruiz, and I'm sorry for Josiah Gray, but I really, if it goes that bad for them, their franchise is gonna move.
Dude, yeah, and that's also part of the thing. Like, I don't think people forget they gave away a top 5 starter and a top 5 shortstop for a bag of baseballs.
Yep.
Like, they gave up so, and they got nothing. They gave up 2 phenomenal players who are on track to both reach the Hall of Fame, and they've got 4 guys. 2 of them right now. Joshua Gray, sorry, not good. The catcher, I don't even remember his name, but he's okay. The third guy, I think he's okay. He's barely ranked, and the 4th guy they got in the trade is not even ranked.
Yeah. Then they have 2 pitchers in their minor league system, and that's all I can really think of. Yeah. 3 guys: Brady House, Jackson Rutledge, and Cade Cavalli. And
Cade Cavalli was the other guy they got, right?
I think he was already with them, maybe, but they're kind of rotting down there.
Yeah.
Another thing.
It's not pretty for National fans. You should definitely trade Juan Soto now and get whatever you can. Like, if you can steal a top 4 from any organization, you should be thankful. Like, and I think that should come from any team. Like, a top 4 from any team is already better than what you have.
Yeah. Personally, now that we talk to the Orioles, and they're the dark horse, but
I
would see them doing a move before we do a move, just because they
could be very aggressive. They've got nothing to lose, and I think they're a team that could work out an extension because they have that money. They're not paying anybody on that team. They could go out and say, "Hey, we'll pay you $50 million." They could do like a Correa deal where they could be like, "Hey, we'll give you 4 or 5 years of a $50 million deal with opt-outs or something."
Yep.
That's something you could do. And I've heard John Boy Media, he talked about this situation, and he brought up a good point. The Yankees could do a similar deal with Judge where they could sign him and say, "Hey, listen, Judge, we've got Juan Soto for 2.5 years. You sign with us for, let's say, 4 years, and you got an opt-out, or 5 years or whatever. You got an opt-out after that. After Juan Soto becomes a free agent, you got an opt-out, so you can
give up and get more money. The mega deal, like $55 million a year or something like that.
Yeah, like you could do that, and he could opt out right after that, and he can get more money.
And opt out after the 2nd year or something.
Yeah. So
and then each
year
you
could do. You could backload a Judge deal and give him an opt out down the line, and players love the opt outs because it gives them freedom of movement, especially with teams that are struggling. And I think that's part of the reason why Juan Soto didn't accept that deal. It was, first of all, the annual money was like under $30 million. Like, that's nothing in comparison to what he should be getting. And there was no opt-outs. Who wants to be on a team for 15 years?
Yeah.
Especially the Nationals. Let's be honest here. The Nationals.
I would retire.
Yeah. They're not getting better. Like, let's be honest. How many playoff runs do you think the Nationals can make in 15 years? Like 2, 3?
In the next 15 years?
Yeah. As of right now, I don't see them making playoffs again.
The Orioles snuck into the playoffs 1 year in the past 15 years.
Yeah.
So I think if we're looking at a team now, the Orioles almost have a winning record, and their team is still shit, in my opinion. Sorry.
Yep.
We're looking at a 15-year. They won their World Series, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, they're not doing anything.
I think the Nationals are in the same boat. I really don't see how in 15 years with Juan Soto, they're making multiple playoff runs. I think maybe, like, if we're being generous, maybe 5 playoff runs. In which case, maybe they get a ring out of that.
I'm just saying with Steve Cohen,
it's tough, dude. The Braves are looking good. Steve Cohen says he's willing to spend up.
And the Marlins are on the up and up, dude.
Yeah, I also got really good prospects, and they still got a bunch of guys who are ready to go. They got Sixto Sanchez Jr. essentially coming up. He played in the Futures game. He looked really good too.
Lil Watson, real good.
Yeah. So that's a very competitive division. So I don't think if you're the Nationals and you truly want to be like competing in the next few years, you should move Juan Soto. at latest by the start of next season.
Yep. Murph. Hell of a trade talk.
Hell of a trade talk.
I love trade talk. Again, I think at least at minimum the Yankees are going to get a pitcher this spring. Hopefully, maybe a bat. I don't want them to mix up the chemistry.
I would love Ian Happ. If I were to get the wish list, I'd say either a mixture of Castillo, Montez, Ian Happ, Reynolds. Those are like the 4 guys high on the wish list. If they can get even one of those guys, I'm cool with it. Ideally 2, But hey, that's
something
what we're working with. We need something, a little bit of something. We need one big move, and then we can have a couple like low key moves.
A little something for the fam. Yeah. Since we're talking Juan Soto, and he just recently won the home run derby.
Dog.
Can we talk about another star in the home run derby real quick?
Yeah.
Julio Rodriguez, man. I think he's everything, and again, he's not really hitting for average, but I think his numbers will go up as he gains confidence, and I think this derby was kind of what he needed to, show the world him what he can do. Dude, he's a star. An absolute star.
He's a star in the making. He gives me a lot of what you've seen in Juan Soto and Tatis, like just that guy who just that young phenom comes in, once in a generation talent, and he's lighting it up, man, and he's doing his thing, and I think he will only get better. How old is he? Like 21?
He's like 21, and this man is a grown man.
Yeah.
And I was watching him with Vlad and the other stars that were there last night at the Derby, and he's like he's as friendly. I understand, they all train together probably in the winter. They're all friends. They've known each other coming up, but this guy seems as though like he's been in the major leagues for like 4 years. Or he's been in the league as long as Vladdy has, but because he has those relationships. And this guy just seems as though like he fits just right into the mold of a major league star. Like Acuna and Vladdy were like just joking around like this guy just got to the league.
Yeah.
And he's gonna win Rookie of the Year. And I think he's the first guy to hit 30 home runs plus with the new format and back-to-back rounds too.
Yeah.
Which is just phenomenal, too. He was making it look easy. A few balls didn't go his way, and Soto beat him, but congrats to Soto. I love Soto. But I love Julio Rodriguez, dude. The Mariners
his first year batting .275, 16 home runs, 52 RBIs, 21 stolen bases. Like, that's really impressive. He's got an 814 OPS. I mean, dude,
possible 30-30 club, dude.
Yeah, possible 30-30 club. He is, dude. He's in that range. He can do it. And those are phenomenal numbers to be putting up in a rookie year. Again, very comparable to previous young stars, Acuna, Soto, Tatis. Like, guys don't do that. Like, I think we forget. That's a unicorn stat line for a rookie in his first year. I think the sky's the limit for this kid.
Hell yeah. Also, another thing going on with the All-Star weekend is the draft. A big draft week. Dude, Jackson Holiday going number 1. Kind of looks like a child.
He does, right?
5 in high school, dude.
Yeah, that's insane. Who did he get drafted to? I don't even remember. Why don't I remember? Oh my God, we don't even remember the draft order.
Orioles?
No, it was not. Wait, was it the Orioles? I don't think it was the Orioles. Why did I put it? Hold on.
Let's see who can get there first.
Hold on. It was the Orioles. It was the Orioles. Wow.
Yeah. Woo! I got it.
You did get it. It was the Orioles. They get Jackson Holiday.
Did you see what the guy said from the Blue Jays? Braxton something.
I did not. I
Barrierius.
did not. What did he say?
He said, "One, I gotta see this lefty pitcher." He said, "I'm gonna make." He's like, "What do you got? What do you have to tell? You know, everyone after you got drafted?" He's like, "I'm gonna make the other 22 other teams regret that they didn't draft me." Live, I'm. Props to you, big dog, but you better back it up.
He. Let's be honest here. He can. If he doesn't, who cares? Like no one's gonna remember this guy's name if he doesn't.
He's a first round in the 23rd. He's not the first round. He's not the first round first pick.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are not gonna pan out. A lot of these guys are gonna just be empty names out in the void. You're not gonna remember.
Andrew Jones' son, though,
Drew Jones looks
bag.
legit. He looks legit.
Bag. $8.8 million.
Yeah, he was a Vandy commit. And he like obviously when you get selected number 2 overall, you gotta go, man. Like you're not gonna get any better. I promise you, you're gonna get so much better development going through the minors. You get a major league team getting your hands on work
Come up at 22, 21, 22.
Yeah, he could easily do that. And I think that's part of the reason why you see teams go with high schoolers so early is because, when you got guys in over 300, like over 400 in high school, why not take the risk, man? It's low risk, high reward. Yes, he did get the bag, obviously, at $8 million. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, you could have a perennial all-star.
Yep.
And you get your hands on him early. You can shape him early and turn him into a beast.
He already has the shape, dude. He's Andrew Jones' son, dude.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
2 more before I know you want to talk about number 3, the number 3 pick. But 4 and 5, Tamar Johnson and Elijah Green. I've been watching their highlights on youth. Look up youth prospects. They have the Philly scout team. Elijah Green is like a Aaron Judge-esque hitter. Huge, massive guy. Went to IMG Academy. This guy rakes. And Tamar Johnson has a beautiful, beautiful lefty swing. It's just a clean swing. He's gonna be those 2 guys. I think at least Tamar Johnson will be a star in the upcoming years.
He's got a lot of pop, especially for a second baseman. I'm excited to see. I think you would think one of these 4 high schoolers is gonna pan out and be a monster.
Right. It's all the top 5 picks had 4 high schoolers. That was.
Yeah.
But you're number 3, man.
My number 3, the Texas Rangers decided.
The former New York Met.
The former Met. They decide to double dip in the Vandy Aces. They go out and get Kumar Rocker, who was pitching with the Tri-City Valley Cats. I love this pick only because I like Kumar Rocker a lot. I think this might have been a little bit of a reach. I think they probably could have messed around and got him in the second round because that's probably where he's predicted. A lot of people are uncertain, but the Rangers said, nope, this is our guy. And I imagine they might have talked with Leiter about this too. You never know. They might have like, hey, how do you feel about Kumar Rocker? Is he a guy we can look into?
I'm sure they worked out in the offseason too.
Yeah, and I'm sure they worked out together and they've reunited the Vandy Aces. And I think those 2 can go on to do something special for the Rangers. Obviously, Jack Leiter went straight into AA. You got to imagine Kumar Rocker probably on a similar path. He'll probably go right into AA, and I imagine Leiter will go to AAA.
If not like 2 stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think Leiter makes his debut this year?
This year, no. Next year,
spring training shot?
Probably. He'll get an invitation to spring training for sure.
And then April call up?
Maybe. I could see Jack Leiter getting for sure a call up next year. I don't think this year because I think if you're the Rangers, what's the point?
Yeah.
Just let him continue to develop, make sure, and then he can get more workouts with Kumar Rocker, and you never know, maybe that ups the competition for him. He performs even better. I don't know, but I like this pick a lot.
Major competition at Vandy, dude. They went no hitter after no hitter.
They were dogs in Vandy, and I think they're going to continue on being dogs in their MLB careers. And I think the Rangers might have found themselves a hell of a 1-2 punch
They're College World Series teammates, right?
Yep.
That, again, more chemistry. And, if he goes straight to Double-A and they leave maybe lighter down there, maybe another, 2-3 starts while he's down there, who knows, could be some magic happening.
Could be some magic, man.
They also need to sign him. I want to see.
Yeah, hopefully they don't mess this up. I don't think it'd be that hard. All you have to do is just not try to, backstab them like the Mets did.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, Met fans, you guys weren't innocent in this.
No, not in any way, shape, or form. This was a little bit of you guys trying to do some funny business and sign a top. Your 10th, you was 10th, right? Yeah, 10th draft pick for pennies on the dollar. And I think you're going to see it blow up in your face. And I kind of hope you do. Not because I hate you guys, but because I really like Kumar Rocker.
And I hate you guys, and I love Kumar Rocker.
I love Kumar Rocker a lot. I think he's a dog. And I think he's going to show out. And there was actually a little bit of rumors that he might have been able to follow us, which is kind of sad. I would have loved Kumar Rocker. But, hey, I love the guy we got instead.
Yes, what beautiful transition.
Spencer Jones from Vandy. We got ourselves a different Vandy boy, Spencer Jones, 6'7" giant. He has got some incredible pop. He is getting Aaron Judge comps. He's the lefty version of Aaron Judge. And to read out some stats, Spencer Jones, his junior year, batted .370. 460 on base, a 1.103 OPS, 12 home runs, 60 RBIs. Comparing that to Aaron Judge, his junior year, Judge batted .369, 461 on base, 1.117 OPS, 12 home runs, 33 RBIs. Very comparable stats. Now, obviously, he's just a prospect. At the end of the day, you can't, get too overzealous with this, but hey, dude, what a magical draft pick this could end up being.
Dude.
The lefty version of Aaron Judge.
Magical. We extend Judge. He comes up just down the road. He is a Vandy guy.
A Vandy guy.
He's starting in Single-A right off the bat.
Yeah, he could have a quick fast track up to Double-A, depending how the Yankees feel about him. Now, he does have a bit of a strikeout problem. He is, not going to lie to you, he does have a bit of a strikeout problem. That is natural with these bigger guys and these power hitters. And I think there's still a little bit more power left in the tank for the Yankees to discover. And I think you see a lot of that power get discovered in that Single-A. So I think him going to Single-A is going to do wonders for him. Yeah, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
Dude, and then did the Yankees draft a pitcher as well?
Yep, in the second round. They drafted I know he's from Cal Poly. What's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? They Drew Thorpe, pitcher from Cal Poly, and he's apparently a dog. Like, he's an ace.
Yeah.
Like, he was an ace of that staff, and I think there's high regards for him. I was seeing grades for him, A+ grade for that pick. I think he was a B+ for Spencer. But yeah, this was huge. Another big pick for them. And the Yankees, they ended up taking, I think, like 6, 7 pitchers out of the top 10, which is normal. You can't have enough pitchers. The Yankees love their pitchers. Yeah, so huge stuff from the Yankees in this draft. Well, potential huge stuff. We don't know yet.
Yeah. I like me some Spencer Jones. I do kind of staying, in the loop with Vandy just because it's Vandy.
Yeah, it's Vandy. You got to.
They could beat some major league teams, in my opinion. They're pretty good.
They can outswag them for sure, man. I mean, Vandy swag is unbeatable.
Dude, anchor down. They can do it. They can do it. Any closing remarks on this, sweet podcast, Murph?
I need the Yankees to make a move. I don't want them to sit on their laurels and go out there and just not do anything. I think they have a really good opportunity to do something special this year. They're the best team in baseball. Why not make it a surefire thing and go out and add yourself either another ace, maybe another top bat. Yeah, just go do something. Let's not do what we've done in a couple other seasons and just not make a move, make a big move, make a splash, remind teams that you're the guys to beat, right? And let's do it. Like obviously I'd love our prospects to succeed. I'd love it if the top 5 guys came up and they did their thing up here in New York and donned the pinstripes. But at the end of the day, I love winning rings more. And if trading any one of those guys gets me a ring or much closer to a ring, do it.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Murph. Going into the All-Star, going into the second half of the season, we have Houston doubleheader, and we have 2 games versus the Baltimore. 3 games versus 3 or 4 games versus the Baltimore Orioles. Murph, a little tough game going into the second half.
Yeah, man, Manfred just screwing us. What's his problem, man?
What is his problem?
Doubleheader in Houston.
Let's go on ourselves.
We're sweeping it.
We're sweeping it.
Write it down. Sweeping it.
Book it.
Book it. Sweeping it.
I got it.
Sweep. They're winning both.
Sweep.
No need to knock on wood. It's happening. We're sweeping.
It's happening. All right, everyone. Thank you all for watching. It's been a sweet one today. Enjoy the episode. Leave a like, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Murph, thank you for joining me today. We will see you all, hopefully, in the next one.